This is a nice hotel.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the TTV Modcast, episode 22.
Whoa, we are so very excited for today's episode.
Yep, let's just get to it. So, I'm Wudge.
I'm Slime.
I'm John Smith.
I'm Indy.
And here we are. Today, we're doing another user-suggested topic. It's been a while since, the memes, and so this time, it's music.
I'd like to start off this podcast, much like memes, reading the definition of music on Merriam-Webster. The simple definition of music: sounds that are sung by voices or played on musical instruments, written or printed symbols showing how music should be played or sung. The art or skill of creating or performing music.
I would like to challenge that definition by giving you the Urban Dictionary definition of music.
Oh,
which
what
is
is the Urban Dictionary?
Is simply ruined by MTV.
MTV ruined it so badly they stopped playing music.
So, guys, what are your favorite bands / songs?
I really like this tune.
Can you stop with that?
That one.
A callback to episode 4.
It's hard to say what kind of genres I like. I kind of like
Synth pop.
synth pop.
And synth pop.
Look, I like more than just that. I like.
You also like EDM?
You say that like it's a bad thing, as if EDM
It
is
is a
like,
bad thing.
ugh. It's not.
It is.
It's a perfectly legitimate form of music.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Electronic dance music.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what fancy acronyms, man.
The only acronym I know is TWRP, and that stands for Tupperware Remix Party, my favorite band as of currently.
Yeah, you introduced me to Twerp. So I listened to their Guardians of the Zone album, and it's great. At first, I wasn't too much of a fan. Whenever I listened to a song for the first time, it might not immediately grasp me, and then I listened to it again, and again, and again, and then I've listened to it for like 50 times.
I don't know if you guys own like an iPod or an iPhone, but I don't put a lot of music on my iPhone personally.
I have about 10,000 songs on my phone.
I'm gonna open my iTunes. We're gonna go through the songs I currently have on my phone. Okay. So right now we have a playlist of edgy Bionicle songs. We have the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack, a reorchestrated album of music from Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. We have the national anthem to Yemen.
What?
Yep.
You have the national anthem of Yemen?
Yemen's national anthem. We have the instrumental to Still Dre by Dr. Dre. And there's just a playlist called Anime.
Can I ask the reason why you have the national anthem to Yemen on your phone?
Junior year, I did a research project on Yemen, and at the stand, we got a little stand where we were presenting. I had like a wireless, just randomly full volume from like 50 feet away, just start playing the Yemen national anthem. And the Still Dre instrumentals, because I once recorded a parody rap, which I will never share with anyone.
Oh man, that's great.
I think the anime playlist is the worst.
Edgy Bionicle songs, though.
Keep in mind, I have the Pro of rap on my iPhone. Like, think about that for a second.
Yo, Baraka!
Oh
The gang's on the loose, nothing you can do. Something on something. I got a groove.
I'm not a huge fan of rap.
I'm not good at, like, remembering the words, you know?
Actually, now that I say that, I sometimes do a thing where I basically memorize songs that have really complicated lyrics just for fun. There's this one rap called the Alphabet Aerobics.
Is that the one that Daniel Radcliffe did on that one show?
Yeah, that's the one. So I know that.
Oh, wow.
That is impressive.
Then there's this one other one that I know is this guy, Tom Lira. He made this one called the Elements song, where he just like lists a whole bunch of elements on the periodic table to a tune. So that's something I do, but I generally don't listen to rap. It just doesn't appeal to me. I'm more of like an alt rock or I guess electronic and synth guy. I don't know.
But Waj, all those instruments are evil.
And they have actual tempo, and they're all under 50 minutes. Hashtag not so subtle shade thrown towards John.
You don't even know what you're talking about, Slime.
I don't, actually. As far as rap goes, it really depends for me. Like, I don't listen to most mainstream rap, but I don't know, some stuff like Epic Rap Battles of History, other kind of parody raps.
So one of the most common environments kind of that I find myself listening to music is like studying, for example. And I don't know about you guys, but like when it comes to that, I can't listen to music with words in it just because it like messes up my flow. I find myself often listening to classical music or like video game music.
Video game music is really good for studying because it's usually designed to make you focus.
Yeah.
Definitely. One of my favorite soundtracks for a video game is Shadow of the Colossus. And it is kind of in the vein of like classical music. Definitely like these grand orchestrated pieces. It just makes me focus whenever I'm doing photo editing. I make the thumbnails on the Modcast.
I'll usually load up the like 3 hour soundtrack to Skyrim or even something like The Lord of the Rings. So like something like that, I'll just load up and listen to.
Depends on what I'm doing. If I'm like writing up posts on the boards or whatever, I'll play instrumental music of some kind. Usually something EDM, something classical, occasionally video game music, that sort of stuff. As far as like actually doing homework, I don't know. It seems like to me it's a lot easier to have no music and just focus on it.
Right. What is your guys' personal experience with playing music?
Well, I can tell you right now.
Oh, no, okay, never mind. John.
Your music is bad and you should feel bad.
Was that your answer, Slime?
Yes. The song's title's name is My Answer to Indy's Question. But yeah, as far as like playing music goes, like I took guitar lessons, didn't really do much with that. And so now I just I like to think that I play these instruments, but I really don't because I have no idea what I'm doing.
So, well, in grade school, I started out playing clarinet for about a year, but then I dropped that. And then in middle school and high school, I played the trumpet for about 5 years, which I've been meaning to get back into, but I never do for some reason. And I can also bang around on a piano a little bit.
For most of my school career, I actually did not play any instrument. Most of my early days was singing. When I moved to Canada, though, I had to take up an instrument for the first time for exactly 2 years and then abandon it, and that was the clarinet.
Hey.
Yeah, hey.
What is with you Squidwards?
Yes, I was the best Squidward man. I was best. And so like I learned to play the clarinet for grade 8 and grade 9, and then I have one in my closet, and I've never taken it out ever since. And then this one time, as all Zelda fans at one point or another get an ocarina, learn a few songs, maybe, and then you abandon it because it's too hard.
I've totally never, ever done that.
There was this one, I think they still have it on the iPhone, the Smule Ocarina, and basically you could just tap and then sounds would come out, the ocarina sounds. But then they made like Smule Ocarina 2, like the sequel, and it was worse because the original you could just like tap on the screen and sounds would happen. But with the second one, you'd have to actually blow into the device, and that's just like, no, why would I ever want to do that? I'm gonna get dust everywhere. I'm gonna simulate actually playing an instrument. I'm gonna look weird, and I just want to tap buttons and it'll be great.
I don't share this a lot, but I played piano for 8 years, and then I was head xylophone player in our band for like a year and a half, and I also did like percussion.
Oh, I was gonna say a minute ago, the reason clarinet is kind of actually has nothing to do with Squidward. It's that when you're in a band, you never get to play the melody lines. Just playing like random doot 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 doot. Try to switch to trumpet.
I love being in percussion because you could just in the back and do whatever you want, and no one will ever notice or care. Me and my xylophone, we play a game where we'd like try to hit the xylophone as loud as we could without anyone noticing, like without the teacher yelling at us. It was always really fun. You could get pretty loud without anyone noticing. Like that's the nice thing with being percussion. You could just like decide I wanted to play Pirates of the Caribbean that day, so no one would notice. It's amazing.
You know what else is incredible?
Oh.
Nailed it. That's how the song Storms goes.
Perfect rendition, yeah. There's a whole lot of Zelda songs that are great.
You know what's something I've really always liked? When games use songs as like a game feature. Like the Song of Storms. You summon up a storm and it does stuff sometimes. But most of the time it doesn't. But still, it's cool. Different songs of teleportation and stuff like that. Like music being used in video games. I feel like it's a thing that doesn't happen enough.
Hashtag the
Shout out
flute in Modernly
Mnog.
online game.
Oh, true. I'd forgotten.
That song is stuck on my head. It goes like do do. I have the placement of that song just ingrained in my mind now.
Mnog had some great music in general.
I've actually played by ear some of the music from Mnog on the piano.
Is it Templar who did the music?
I think it is, yeah. I mean, Templar did hire me when I started their sequel, so I can just,
Totally official. Mnog 1.5. Go check it out, guys. Google it. Ask when it's coming out, man.
No, when that game was in development, I actually went online and tried to find Mnog-esque pieces that would like fit into the game that were new. We could just like steal and use. And so that was a fun thing to do because you could like match the style.
It has such a unique style too, because it's so tribal and yet so robotic.
Yeah.
It feels totally in place with Bionicle.
Music definitely makes that game for me, I think, in a lot of cases.
Whenever I go into a grocery store, there's always pop songs playing on the radio. I'm just like, please, it's like, why must my ears be bombarded with this repetitive sound? Please stop. Patrons of the grocery store, why must you subject us to this torture?
On a related note, I was listening to a bunch of Coldplay last night. Their earlier albums, well, actually, their first few weren't really super original or anything, but they were like, they had a lot of like really earnest songs that were really catchy. And then they started getting a little more experimental, and that's actually the Coldplay music that I really, really like. And then more recently, they've just turned into a total generic pop band, and it's terrible. It's super repetitive. It's like way overproduced. It all sounds so computery, I guess is the word.
Do you ever think that computery music sounds good?
Tangerine Dream, they're like a pioneering computer music group. I'm sure there's more if I could think of it.
I think people's opinions on music rely a lot on emotional attachment. Like, I know a lot of the songs I enjoy are the same song around me when I was like little, like Diamond. I think that's why some people like older music compared to newer stuff.
Any of the music that my parents like and played around all the time, I hate.
Really?
So yeah, it's like I totally get what you mean about like emotional attachment and stuff because like for me, I often associate songs that I was listening to while like building a Minecraft map or something like that. I can remember where I specifically was in the Minecraft map, what I was doing at the time,
Right, yeah.
stuff like that, and it kind of invokes those feelings.
Game Grumps remixes are some of my favorites.
It depends on who you listen to, but most of the modern artists like Movie Master Al and Master Sword and M1 and
At Punk.
Punk is probably one of my favorite artists in general. I even listen to his non-Game
Is.
Grumps remix stuff. Although as of recently he's kind of gone a little bit edgy, kind of a little bit generic teenager style music.
I've always wanted to remix a thing, but I don't even know how they do it. I wouldn't even know where to start with how to remix. It seems like magic. It's like I can't understand how these guys make this. I mean, I guess they also put their own like sound to it. Like it's not just the voices. So it is also like composition.
That's exactly what it is. It's composition with sampling taken from other places. What I like is when artists do collaborations and you can clearly hear the kind of distinctive patterns of those artists, but it's mixed together. And obviously that exists outside of Game Grumps remixes, but that's my experience with that is like the one that I think of most specifically is the Triforce collaboration between Punk, Jerry Terry, and Little Tom J.
One of my favorite remix channels, if you've heard of them, Melodysheep.
They're the people who did the PBS ones, right?
Yeah, the PBS ones, and they do like a bunch of ones on like scientists, and there's some Carl Sagan stuff. It's like there's this one where it's about his phrase, the glorious dawn in Cosmos. He's like, a still more glorious dawn awaits, not a sunrise, but a galaxy rise, a morning filled with 400 billion suns, with the rising of the Milky Way. It's just a great remix, and it has Stephen Hawking giving a robot voice into the mix. And recently they did one on, like, Muhammad Ali, and it's great, because he is the greatest of all time. Remixes are really cool. Like, when they're done well, how does one remix? I guess you just get sounds that sound good together. I don't know, like phrases and stuff. For all I know, it's like they put the waveforms into like a cauldron, they stir it, and they throw some magic powder.
Bubble, bubble, toil in trouble. Make me a remix on the double.
Remix. Yeah, dude. That's how it works.
I don't like auto-tuned voices because I feel that it takes away from the character of the
I don't
original
like auto-tuned
singer.
voices because they sound freaking annoying.
They do not.
Yes, they do.
It depends on the context.
They always sound annoying, without exception.
There's some instances where auto-tune can be annoying, but there are instances when it works, and it's great.
For a lot of the remixes, they alter the voices in like a similar way for a lot of the remixes, like from Melodysheep and the Game Grumps ones. I don't know, is that auto-tune?
Yeah, that's auto-tune. Auto-tune basically just lets you alter the pitch of the sound to whatever you want it to be.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, it's not bad as a thing. It's so prevalent in remixes, but I don't find it annoying. I guess maybe with like the pop songs, there's that, but I don't listen to them, so yeah. What do you guys think of Weird Al Yankovic?
The only talented pop artist out there at present. Actually, that's not fair, but he is great.
He does make his own like original music, but like I guess what people know him for is for parodies of other people's songs.
Even his original songs are usually parodies.
Oh yeah?
Or far and away, he either does direct parodies of songs where he just changes the lyrics, or he does style parodies where he mimics a genre or a particular group without directly copying a song.
Like, is Everything You Know Is Wrong? Is that something else?
Yeah, I think that's a parody of ska.
What about the drive-through one?
That's a parody of something R. Kelly did.
They're good songs. Weird Al's great. But even if they are a parody, it's all in good fun, and like they're still humorous. I like humorous songs. But yeah, since like 2007, I've been watching Rhett and Link, and I don't know, not all of their music is the best, but a lot of their music is pretty good as far as musical comedy goes. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I like the geek versus nerd one.
Overall, I like musical parody in general, especially stuff like that Weird Al does, which is, replacing words to songs, stuff like that. I don't know. You would have never been able to tell that since I have totally never done a parody in my life called Oh Meso, a parody of Mnog with Meso using the song Frozen by Let It Go in the movie. I don't remember what the name of the movie was, but it's totally
It was
not a
like
movie. It's
Cold
not something I ever
or
did. From the movie Cold.
Chilled.
Chili. Shout out to Chili.
Enjoy your shout out.
You can now pay me your $5.
A lot of rock bands will have like decent melody lines, but then if you listen to the bass or the drums, it's all really repetitive. Especially a lot of bands have bassists that just do like do 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 through the whole song. And I usually like music where each instrument is doing something that would be interesting on its own. That's why I like most of the music that I like.
And the music that he likes is usually music that is over the timestamp of 10 minutes, has no discernible rhythm or beat or a set of instruments, has
These
no
are the
discernible
words of
pattern
someone
of any
who
kind.
has no understanding of music. I mean, most rock songs are in 4/4, which means you have 4 beats per measure. So basically, every 4 beats, the rhythm
Yes, I know
repeats
what
itself.
4/4 means.
I'm just making sure everybody in our audience is clear on what 4/4 is. Nothing against 4/4. 4/4 is great, especially if you're playing and you don't want to get a headache. But I tend to like it when bands play in time signatures that aren't 4/4. 5/4 is really neat.
5/4
There's a
exists?
Coldplay song I really like that has a verse or a chorus rather in 7/4.
What
Like
even is 7/4? Like I can understand
it's
4/4 and
7.
3/4. How do you do
Alright, so
7/4?
the bottom has to do with reading music. It's which value of note gets 1 beat. A 4 is on the bottom, that means the quarter note equals 1 beat. I like it when groups play in time signatures that are more unusual. Granted, some of the groups I listen to, like Dream Theater, will play in really weird time signatures just because they can, and not because it actually makes the song better. I'll admit that much. But 4/4 all the time gets a little bit boring to me.
Maybe that'll happen to me when I get old and frumpy.
A large part of the reason I have the tastes that I do is because I have a lot of experience with playing music, which really changes your perspective a lot, especially if you play in a band, because that trains you to listen for individual instruments within a group.
We did it. We did a music thing. So goodbye, everyone.
I was going to try to play the outro theme, I couldn't.